everybody, it's Kyle coming to you from my car. Just got my shots, and it appears I can actually stretch it out even further and come every 3 to 4 weeks if I wish, which is great, you know. Yeah, so pretty excited about that. And it's gone really fast. I'm really surprised at how quick it's gone. I think I've been coming here about 8 or 9 months, something like that. Really not much longer than that. And I'm already down to, one every 3 weeks, which is crazy. Now I have to get 2 shots each time because I have so many allergies. But yeah, they've gotten worse with age, and it's just to the point where I wanted to get this taken care of. And PP told me about it. He'd been doing it, so it just seemed like a good plan. So that's why I do it. Anyway, so what's going on that's good in my life? Boy, I'll tell you what. My wife and my family really provided me with a lot of entertainment and enjoyment over the Father's Day weekend. It actually started a little early because my son actually went off to a Boy Scout adventure, so Z-Base is what it's called, and he went off to that on Saturday, the day before Father's Day. And so we wanted to do something before that. So last Thursday before Father's Day, my wife and my kids had stuff planned out for me. So we took off and went towards downtown Kansas City area. Now, she did tell me that we would probably go eat somewhere, so she wanted to know where I would like to eat. And, I picked Ponax. It's a great Kansas City institution as far as Mexican food goes. And I hadn't been there in a long time, and I don't think any of these guys had been there before. And it was solid. It was really solid food. I mean, it was kind of exciting when my son wanted to get the same thing that I'd already thought of, which is huevos con chorizo. And yeah, that was awesome. But before all that, on the way there, we were driving and we were kind of in this neighborhood, and I was like, ooh, this neighborhood's not so great. What are we doing? And it turns out what it was is my wife had researched online a few different record stores to go to. That she was like, I don't think you've been to these record stores. And so we went to this first one. I'm actually wearing the t-shirt for it, so that kind of tells you how it went. But it's called Sister Anne's in Kansas City. And man, oh man, what a selection. It was a relatively small shop, and they also do like teas and coffees and stuff as well. And so my wife got a coffee, the kids got some I think they got Italian sodas, so they were pretty excited about that. And I tasted one of them, and man, it was amazing. But the store, holy cow. I mean, as soon as we walked in, they had some up on the wall. Usually a lot of record stores will have that where they have some kind of gems. They're a little bit more high dollar. They'll have up there on the wall to kind of show off. And immediately I saw 2 Rad albums, which are kind of hard to come by. And I saw some Urge Overkill records, which, yeah, same thing, man. Not simple to come by. So I was like, holy crap, man, we're really someplace here. This is a different shop. It reminded me so much of the shop that I went to in St. Louis. So, but yeah, I found a few things there, and I'll talk to you guys about that in the music area. And then we went to another record shop, which is one that I actually had been to before, Revolution Records. Yeah, that actually, I think that's the first record store I went to with my family in Kansas City after I kind of started getting back into records again. So that kind of tells you it's an okay record store. I'll be honest with you, the guy who's running it wasn't very friendly at all. He's kind of a dick. My wife was like, hey, do you have a public restroom or whatever? He's like, no. I'm like, dude, we're going to buy some shit here. You have a public restroom, dude. What are you doing? Are you going out are you going out in the alley behind the store and taking a whiz or taking a crap? I don't think so. I think you have a restroom. Probably not a public one, but you could kind of make an exception here. But whatever, we just let it go. I did find a couple things there, but their selection wasn't great. And, you know, he was playing this punk music the whole time, which I love punk, even though it's not really punk. It's like American hardcore. They did have a good selection of that, but I don't know. It was kind of a poorly run store, especially after the one that I'd been to right before that. You know, the one I'd been to right before that, Sister Anne's, was just pro level all the way, you know, from top to bottom. The guys that worked there were fantastic, very knowledgeable, friendly, and, I'm assuming they're owners, but, yeah, and I talked to him afterwards, and I kind of brought up, hey, you know, this reminds me of this one I went to in St. Louis. And the guy's like, oh, hey, is it the same kind of record bins, you know, same style? I go, yeah, exactly. And he goes, yeah, that's a friend of ours. He actually came here when we opened, and he said he asked us where we got these built or made, and we told him, and so he got some, and he opened his store like probably about a year and a half ago. And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy, man. I said, well, it's a great record store. I said, I gave him a great rating, and he had nice things to say. And they're like, yeah, well, we'd appreciate a good rating too. I'm like, you're going to get one, whether or not you appreciate it. But it was cool. It was a really cool shop. I dug it a lot. And then, you know, my son had to go out of town on Saturday. He'll be gone till this Saturday. And so we kind of had a weekend where my daughter was working a lot. And so we'd take her where she needed to be and all that. And then we had a lot of open free time, which was great. We did go hang with our buddy, Booley a little bit and have some dinner with her. We, on Sunday, when my daughter was working the entire day, my wife was like, hey, well, what do you want to do? It's Father's Day. And so, kids had already given me cards and I love marshmallows. I don't like a lot of sweets, but I really love marshmallows. They gave me some of those. And, I was like, yeah, it's okay. We've done so much Father's Day stuff already. And she's like, no, let's go do something. So we went to, Lawrence, Kansas and had a great time. And of course, I had to hit Love Garden record store there and picked up a couple gems there that are kind of lower end, but great nonetheless. And, we had a good day there, kind of hanging out a little bit. And then we went and ate some amazing Mediterranean food at the Mad Greek, which I love as well. And, it was just a great weekend, man. I got nothing bad to say about it, you know? All right. I'm going to go ahead and start talking about things that I'm into right now. Anyway, I'm very fortunate to have been able to enjoy that. And I have a loving family that wanted to treat me so well over the, Father's Day weekend. All right, what music am I into? Well, as I told you guys, I did buy quite a few records. I'm going to try and remember them all right now, which is not going to be simple for me. The premier big one, and I wasn't going to get it, but I got Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy. It was a little more expensive, but again, these are not easy to find. And all I could think about when I looked up there and saw that one was this one guitar riff from Lay It Down, which, I went and saw Rat live for that tour. And actually, Bon Jovi opened for them, a brand new band called Bon Jovi. And they were really touring on their very first album, which is the Runaway song. I know you've heard that one. But that, so kind of interesting there. I'm not a big Bon Jovi fan, but I do dig Rat. I will tell you, after listening to them again, boy, the lyrics aren't so great. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. It still is a very nostalgic listen, and it's a lot of fun. And I love the music. The heavy, hard-hitting music. So, pretty cool. But, yeah, I've been listening to that one a little bit. I also picked up Hollywood Nights soundtrack, official soundtrack of the film Hollywood Nights. I had no idea that was ever out on vinyl. And this is an original copy of it. And it actually has a butt mooning on the front of it. Because that's kind of a scene in the movie. You just kind of have to see the movie to see that. But, it's got all those great, oldies songs from the early 60s. It's good. It's good. It's fun listen, right? Now, I'm trying to remember what the third one was. It's so horrible. I can't just remember it. Oh, it was an anthology, kind of, not anthology, but a collection of rap, of some rap at the time from 1985, I think is a year, which is funny because the second song on the whole album is Super Bowl Shuffle by the Chicago Bears. That's kind of hilarious. The first song is a Run DMC tune about Jam Master Jay. And there's some other good ones on there too, but I just thought that's funny, dude. The Super Bowl Shuffle is the second song on that record. Horrible song. Listen to that again. Like, God, dude, these guys should still be embarrassed over doing that. That was so bad. But yeah, so those are those three. And then we went over to, Revolution Records. I picked up a copy of George Michael Faith, which is really in good condition. The guy said that he thought he had graded it maybe too low. I agree. It definitely is VG plus, no doubt about it. Sounds great, looks great, everything. And I also picked up a Jay Giles Band record there. That's really solid as well. And I'll have a link in here of pictures, and it's got all the latest, when I spin them, kind of the little videos with some lyrics on it. And then when we went out Sunday, I picked up a few more. I picked up the Moody Blues, the Nights in White Satin album. I don't know if you've ever heard that one before. It's kind of interesting. It's definitely a progressive album. I wouldn't call it progressive rock or anything like that. It's hardly rock, to be honest with you. It sounds like you're listening to a movie score, most of it. And then it goes into the song Nights of White Satin is the very last song, but it goes throughout a day, like dawn, morning, after or lunch, afternoon, that kind of thing, and then goes into all the way into night, which is when Nights in White Satin plays. But most of it is very orchestral, and it kind of tells a story. So interesting. I listened to the whole thing a long time ago, a few times, but I kind of forgot about it. So when I put it on and my wife and I listened to it, she's like, "What the hell is this?" It says, you're gonna appreciate it by the time we get to the end of it. All right. And I also picked up Boston Third Stage, which everybody knows the song Amanda from, but there's a lot of other amazing songs on that album. I forgot what a freaking rocker that album is. It's so good, dude. Cool the Engines. Incredible Boston song. I remember when that album came out and thinking, well, shit, dude, this is going to suck because, they haven't made an album in a decade almost. And there's no way they're going to be able to live up to their debut album and then Don't Look Back, which was their second album. They came out kind of back to back in the 70s. But I'll be damned if they didn't. They did. That's a good album. Those three together are fantastic. I know they did some after that, and they're okay, but it's not, I don't know. They lost their way a little bit, I think. My opinion. And then I also picked up the Low Spark of High Heel Boys by Traffic. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one. That's another kind of an odd album. Everybody knows that song, and there's a couple other songs you may know on there as well. But yeah, it's different. It's a jazz, kind of a new jazz in the 70s type of record. But yeah, listen to it yesterday. It sounds great. Really, all of those records are in perfect condition, for when you consider how old they are, The other thing I was going to say is I did pick up a linear tracking turntable. I had seen this probably like a month and a half, 2 months ago. A guy had one for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and it's the JVC L-E600. Kind of a lower end linear tracking record player. Doesn't pick out the tracks for you. Some of them will scan the whole record once you put it in and load it, and then it can actually skip tracks and stuff. It's not like that. You can, while it's playing, raise the needle and then move the needle left or right along to find another track and then drop the needle again from outside, just using buttons. And it's pretty precise and it sounds pretty good. I have right here in my hands a new needle for it too. The needle that's on it works, but it doesn't sound that great. So I went ahead and got one from lpgear.com. They always do a great job. And it kind of had another issue with it, which is I don't know what happened. I think the guy found a big old rubber band and put it on there thinking that it would replace an actual belt, which it sounded like shit, guys. I only have one Lou Rawls album, which is enough. Probably too much. And so I was using that as when I was testing it out to see if it make sure it worked and everything. And it was playing it kind of, but I have a stroboscopic platter that you can put on there and see if it's going the correct speed, 33 1/3 RPMs or 45 or 78. And it appeared to be going the correct speed and everything. So I was quite unsure. So I had ordered a new belt for it on Amazon. As soon as I put that new belt on, first of all, as soon as I took the old belt off and held it up to the new belt, I'm like, this is a fucking rubber band he put on here, dude. It looked like it anyway, because it had that gum color, but it was obviously so much smaller, in diameter. So I put the new one on and started playing it. Fucking played perfect. Like, dude. So I messaged him and just said, I didn't give him any shit about it, but I said, I'm happy with the purchase and all that. But FYI, you want to make sure you always, if you're in a situation like this again, be sure and get the correct belt for the correct turntable. They're not much. I said I went on Amazon, got one for like $7, and it sounds great, but the one that was on there was not. It didn't work, man. So anyway, the other thing with it is since everything's in the hood or the top of the turntable, when you lift that top up, it's very heavy. And a problem they had with this particular turntable is the things that are holding the springs are plastic. So that plastic's degraded over time, and the metal springs inside have broken through the plastic. Every single one I've ever seen has that. So I found a few guys online that do like 3D printing of them. So I'm going to see if I can get a couple sets of those made, at least one set. And so it'll endure the rest of the time. The reason I want to use that record player in our area, in the kitchen area, is because sometimes my wife may need to flip the record or start the record or whatever, or my kids. And I wanted to make it as easy on them as possible. It's pretty simple. You hit stop, the needle goes back over if it's playing, or if it's done playing the side, it'll go back on its own. You open it up, you take the record out, turn it over, put it back in, snap everything down, and then hit play, and it goes. Okay, so it doesn't get much easier. You don't have to drop the needle physically with your hand and all that. It's just easier to work with, and it sounds good. It's kind of fun. It's a novelty. I got too many turntables, man. I think I'm up to like 12 or 13 now. It's sad. All right, let's see. What am I watching? Nothing really new. I mean, we haven't even watched another episode of Silo yet. We're almost done with Ted Lasso. I think we got 2 episodes left. That damn show is so good. It'll definitely be missed. I haven't even finished all the Star Wars Visions, and I haven't even started Black Mirror's latest season 6 or whatever. So I got a lot to do in that respect, but I haven't had a lot of time, guys. All right, what have I been reading? Not much. I've read a few comics. There's one. I'll put a link to it in the notes if I remember. But it has something to do with 8 eyes or something. But it's a kind of a horror comic set in New York City that's about the fact that there's this whole underworld of giant spiders, and there's people out there protecting us all from them all the time. Interesting. Very interesting story and a fun read. So I'm kind of going through that one. I'm enjoying that one. And there's another horror comic in there I'm reading. I did buy the latest trade paperback of Something is Killing the Children, but I haven't even started that one yet. So not a lot of reading going. Still listening to my audiobook, which is actually fantastic. The Donut Legion. I love it. Love it. All right. Gaming, not a whole lot. I did pick up No Man's Sky. I think I told you guys that, but I have not played it again. I need to. Really just need to sit down. I tried setting up emulation with Yuzu, which is the Nintendo Switch emulation on the Steam Deck, but it has issues because there's a whole thing with Nintendo sending a cease and desist to Steam. They were actually going to carry the emulator in the store, and Nintendo kind of put the kibosh on that, and now their emulator doesn't seem to work at all. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. I really don't want to take the time to fart around with it enough to get it to work. So I'm just going to leave it alone and just play Steam games on there. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's it, guys. I can't really think of much else, you know, just living life, you know, podcast, the same thing that I've been talking about forever. I Survived is fantastic. There is another new one that I've been listening to a lot. Oh my God. It's not called Infidelity, but it's something along those lines. It's about guys cheating on their wives. So far it's about guys. Betrayal. That's what it is. The first season is about a woman who finds out that she dated a guy in high school or college or whatever, and then they dated a year and a half or whatever. They broke up. She went off, did her own thing. He went off, did his own thing. Anyway, long story short, they ended up getting back together after they'd both been married and divorced. And it turns out the dude has been cheating on her the whole time. And he's a school teacher. He's been doing it with girls in high school, which is horrifying. And then the second season is about a woman who was kind of a single mom or whatever, and this guy kind of started hitting on her at this restaurant she worked at or whatever. Yeah. And she finds out something that he's been up to too. And it's rough, man. Actually, April listened to the second season, the first couple episodes with me on the way down and back to Lawrence. So she was kind of getting into it. It was really good. But yeah, so I've been listening to those two. Betrayal. That's what it is. Not much else, you know, just regular episodes of other stuff that I've already been listening to, you know. Wow, that's a huge snake on the outside of this building over here. I'm going to take a picture real quick after I'm done. All right. Yeah. Don't know what else to say, guys. That's about it. Nothing really new besides that. Just living life, man. Yeah, dude, these birds are freaking out over this snake. I mean, it's got to be a garden snake. Wow, dude, this thing's huge. All right, I'm going to stop. I'm done for now. I'm going to take a little video of this thing so you guys can check it out. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Keep on keeping on. I look forward to talking to you guys again next week. And, oh, hey, get off my lawn.